It was a quiet morning in Ouagadougou in May 2025 when Ibrahim Traoré received an unexpected call that would dramatically change the geopolitical landscape. On the other end of the line was Elon Musk, speaking directly from Austin, Texas. President Traoré, this is Elon Musk. I have been following your transformative work in Burkina Faso and would like to discuss strategic partnerships. Ibrahim paused, surprised but intrigued. He knew Musk's reputation as a technology visionary, but he had not expected direct interest in Burkina Faso. Mr. Musk, it is an honor. What kind of partnership do you have in mind? Technological infrastructure, Mr. President. Burkina Faso has immense potential to become an African technology hub. Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, all of my companies can contribute to sustainable development, Musk said, his voice full of genuine enthusiasm. Ibrahim smiled. At 35, he had always sought partnerships that benefited his people, not just foreign interests. Mr. Musk, I appreciate your interest, but I need to understand your motivations. Why Burkina Faso specifically? Because you're building something special, Musk replied bluntly. A prosperous, technologically advanced, truly independent African country. That's the future I want to support. The conversation lasted 47 minutes, discussing possibilities ranging from Starlink Universal Internet to Tesla solar factories. Can I visit Burkina Faso next week for detailed discussions? Musk asked. You're welcome, Ibrahim replied, but cautioned, Mr. Musk, partnerships with us must benefit the Burkinabe people first, not just foreign companies. I completely understand, Musk said. That's exactly why I want to work with you. What neither of them knew was that the NSA had intercepted the entire conversation, and the report would land on Trump's desk within hours, triggering unprecedented presidential fury. 2 hours after Musk's call with Ibrahim, the White House Situation Room was abuzz with urgent activity. General Paul Nakasone, director of the NSA, had requested an emergency meeting with President Trump about a critical national security development. Mr. President, Nakasone began, entering the Oval Office with a classified briefing. We have intercepted communication between Elon Musk and Ibrahim Traoré that requires immediate attention. Trump looked up from his documents, irritated by the interruption. What kind of communication? Musk is negotiating extensive strategic partnerships with the Burkinabe government, including dual-use military technology transfer through SpaceX and critical infrastructure via Starlink, Nakasone reported gravely. Trump's face instantly turned red. What the fuck? Elon is doing business with that African kid who humiliated me on TV? Sir, conversation suggests that Musk sees Burkina Faso as a model for independent African development and wants to support an alternative to neo-colonial models. Nakasone continued, reading from a verbatim transcript. Trump exploded. From his chair, that son of a bitch Elon is cheating on me after all I've done for him. Mr. President, there's more, Nakasone said hesitantly. Musk mentioned that Ibrahim represents the future of global leadership and that America needs to recognize geopolitical shifts. Recognize? I will show him what recognition is, Trump yelled, pounding his fist on the table. Call Elon now and call an emergency cabinet meeting. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan tried to calm him down. Mr. President, perhaps we should consider implications before. Implications? Trump yelled. Elon is stabbing me in the back with the same African who embarrassed me. There is nothing to analyze. The crisis was just beginning. 3 hours later, Elon Musk arrived at the White House for an urgent meeting with Trump, unaware that he had been ambushed. Upon entering the Oval Office, he found Trump in a barely controlled state of fury, surrounded by tense aides. Elon, my friend, Trump said with venomous sarcasm, I hear you've been making some interesting new friends in Africa. Musk, immediately sensing the hostile tone, remained calm. "Donald, if you're referring to my conversation with Ibrahim Traoré, yes, we explored business opportunities." "Business opportunities?" Trump exploded. "You're negotiating with an enemy of the United States, with a kid who publicly humiliated me." "Ibrahim is not an enemy of the United States," Musk corrected calmly. "He's an internationally respected leader who is transforming his country, seeing opportunity where you see threat." "Respected?" Trump was now shouting. "He's an African dictator who came to power by coup, and you want to give him American technology?" Musk sighed. "Donald, your information is out of date. Ibrahim has implemented significant democratic reforms, has an 87% approval rating, and Burkina Faso is thriving under his leadership." "Thriving?" Trump laughed sarcastically. "That's a shithole country in Africa. Why the hell would you waste your time there?" "Because," Musk said, his patience wearing thin, "Ibrahim is building a sustainable future for his people. Something you should admire, not attack out of jealousy." The word jealous was like a fuse to a dynamite fuse. Trump turned purple with rage. "Jealous? I am not jealous of any African. Then why are you so mad at my interest in a legitimate business partnership?" Musk asked calmly. "Because you are cheating on me," Trump yelled. "After everything I've done for Tesla, SpaceX, you're going to stab me in the back with Ibrahim fucking Traoré?" Musk stood up, clearly fed up. "Donald, this is about business, not about you." Trump, realizing he was losing control of Musk, decided to bring out his biggest guns. "Elon, you are making a very dangerous mistake," he said, shifting to a threatening tone. "SpaceX has billions in contracts with the US government. Tesla receives massive federal subsidies. That could change very quickly." Musk stiffened, recognizing the direct threat. "Are you blackmailing me, Donald?" "I'm reminding you where your money comes from," Trump replied coolly, "and who can take it from." "Interesting," Musk said, his voice taking on a dangerous edge. "So the President of the United States is threatening an American citizen for doing legal business with a respected foreign leader." Jake Sullivan tried to intervene. "Gentlemen, perhaps we can find a diplomatic solution." "There is no solution," Trump shouted. "Either Elon cancels all dealings with that African or face consequences." Musk smiled coldly. "Donald, you clearly don't understand who you're dealing with. My companies are bigger than most countries. Do you think you can intimidate me?" "I can and I will," Trump bellowed. "One phone call from me and SpaceX loses all government contracts." "One tweet from me," Musk replied calmly, "and everyone knows that the American president uses economic blackmail against businessmen who do business with African leaders who anger him." Trump was silent for a moment, realizing that he had seriously underestimated Musk. "Besides," Musk continued, "Ibrahim offers something you do not: genuine partnership based on mutual benefit, not domination." "Domination?" Trump exploded again. "I built you, Elon." "You built nothing," Musk said, standing to leave. "And now I understand why Ibrahim chose to diversify partnerships rather than rely on unstable politicians like you." "If you leave this room," Trump shouted, "consider our friendship over." Musk paused in the doorway, looked back and smiled. "Donald, our friendship ended the moment you threatened me for doing legal business. Ibrahim was right about you." After Musk left the Oval Office, Trump flew into a rage that terrified even his most loyal aides. "That son of a bitch challenged me," he yelled, pounding his fist on the table repeatedly. "Nobody challenges me and gets away with it." Chief of Staff Mark Meadows tried to calm the situation. "Mr. President, perhaps we should consider a more strategic approach." "Strategic?" Trump interrupted. "He chose Ibrahim Traoré over Donald Trump. That is treason. Call for an emergency meeting of the Secretaries of Defense, Treasury, and Commerce," Trump ordered. I want every option to stop Elon now." Within 2 hours, the cabinet was in crisis session. "Gentlemen," Trump began, "Elon Musk has decided to ally himself with a hostile African regime. I need solutions." Defense Secretary hesitated. "Mr. President, technically Burkina Faso is not a hostile regime. It is an official ally in counter-terrorism operations." "It is hostile because I say it is," Trump exploded. "Ibrahim humiliated me on TV, and now he is stealing from my own businessmen." Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned, "Sir, cancelling SpaceX contracts could harm our national space program and economy." "I don't care," Trump shouted. "I want Elon punished for treason, and I want Ibrahim Traoré investigated for everything the FBI can find. Corruption, human rights violations, anything." Jake Sullivan made a crucial observation. "Mr. President, Ibrahim has an impeccable international reputation. A baseless investigation could make us look vindictive." "Seem?" Trump laughed bitterly. "I am vindictive. No one betrays me and gets away with it." At that moment, Trump made a decision that would change everything. "I want a full-scale operation against both Elon and Ibrahim. I'm going to show the world that you don't mess with Donald Trump." "What if they fight back?" Meadows asked nervously. Trump smirked. "Bring it on. I'm going to destroy them both publicly." While Trump was plotting revenge, Elon Musk was not sitting idle. Immediately after leaving the White House, he called Ibrahim Traoré with an urgent update on the confrontation with the American president. "President Traoré, I need to brief you on a serious development," Musk said, driving to Austin. "Trump tried to blackmail me into canceling our partnership." Ibrahim showed no surprise. "Mr. Musk, we expected this reaction. Trump does not take kindly to African countries making independent choices. He threatened to cancel government contracts with SpaceX if I continue to do business with you," Musk explained. "And he mentioned investigations into your government. Typical intimidation tactics," Ibrahim replied calmly. "Mr. Musk, our offer remains valid, but I understand if American pressure is too great." "Pressure?" Musk laughed. "President, you clearly do not know me well. When someone tries to intimidate me, I become more determined, not less." "In that case," Ibrahim said, "maybe it's time to speed up the timing of our public announcements." 2 hours later, Musk posted a tweet that shook Washington. "Excited to announce strategic partnerships between my companies and Burkina Faso, led by visionary Ibrahim Traoré. Future of African innovation starts now. Tesla Africa, SpaceX partnership." The tweet received 2.3 million likes within an hour, with mostly positive comments about Africa-America technology cooperation. More devastating for Trump, Ibrahim responded publicly, "Honored by Elon Musk's trust. Partnerships based on mutual respect and shared benefit are the future of international relations. Welcome to the continent of tomorrow." International media immediately grasped the significance. Musk was publicly defying Trump by supporting an African leader whom the president had tried to humiliate. "This is a declaration of economic war," CNN analyst commented. Musk chose Ibrahim over Trump. At the White House, Trump watched the tweets with growing fury. "They are publicly provoking me," he shouted. The next day, Trump decided to make his conflict with Musk public through a series of angry tweets that shocked the political world. "Elon Musk is betraying America by doing business with a corrupt African dictator," Trump tweeted at 6 a.m. "After all my administration has done for Tesla and SpaceX, this is gratitude I get." More tweets followed. "Ibrahim Traoré is a fake leader who came to power by military coup. Elon is being used by an anti-American regime. SpaceX gets billions in federal contracts, and now Elon uses our technology to help enemies. Unacceptable." The backlash was instant and devastating for Trump. Business leaders, Democrats, and even Republicans criticized the president's public attacks on the American businessman. The president cannot use economic threats against citizens doing legal business, declared Chuck Schumer. Elon responded with a devastating tweet. Interesting to see US president attack businessman for doing business with democratically supported African leader. Thought America stood for free trade and international cooperation. Worse to Trump, other CEOs began to voice support for Musk. Jeff Bezos tweeted, "American business owners should be free to form global partnerships without political intimidation." Apple's Tim Cook. Innovation thrives on international collaboration, not isolation. But the most devastating blow came from an unexpected source. Barack Obama tweeted, "Proud to see American business owners building bridges with visionary African leaders like Ibrahim Traoré. This is what 21st century diplomacy should be about." Obama's tweet received 4.7 million likes, compared to Trump's 340,000. International media covered it as Trump versus the world, as support for Musk and Ibrahim grew globally. Trump has managed to unite Democrats, moderate Republicans, business leaders, and international allies against him, noted one political analyst. At the White House, aides tried to convince Trump to stop public attacks, but he was out of control. The conflict between Trump, Musk, and Ibrahim quickly escalated into an international diplomatic crisis. World leaders began to take sides, and most were not supporting Trump. Emmanuel Macron was the first to speak out. France supports innovative partnerships between visionary entrepreneurs and progressive African leaders. The future is collaboration, not confrontation. Canada's Justin Trudeau followed suit. Canada celebrates technological cooperation that benefits African development. Leadership like that of President Traoré deserves international support. More humiliating for Trump, even traditional allies expressed discomfort. The British Prime Minister said diplomatically, "The United Kingdom values both American entrepreneurs and African leaders who promote progress in their countries." At the African Union, the response was unanimous and forceful. The AU chair declared, "President Trump's attacks on President Traoré and Mr. Musk reveal an unacceptable neo-colonial mindset. Africa will not tolerate intimidation of leaders who form partnerships that benefit our people." 54 African countries signed a joint statement supporting Burkina Faso's right to form technology partnerships with American companies without political interference. China and Russia seized the opportunity to criticize American hypocrisy. The United States preaches free markets, but punishes entrepreneurs who do business with countries Washington does not approve of, declared a Chinese spokesman. Even more devastating, within the United States itself, support for Trump was plummeting. A CNN poll showed that 67% of Americans supported Musk's right to do business with any world leader, while only 23% supported Trump's attacks. Trump has turned a personal conflict into a national diplomatic disaster, editorialized The Washington Post. Instead of punishing Musk and Ibrahim, he is isolating America on the world stage. Republican Senator Mitt Romney made a devastating statement. The president should celebrate American entrepreneurs who promote global innovation, not attack them out of personal jealousy. Trump's isolation was complete. 2 weeks into the conflict, Trump was facing one of the biggest political defeats of his presidency. His attempt to intimidate Musk had backfired spectacularly, elevating both Elon and Ibrahim to international hero status. The US Congress called hearings on inappropriate use of executive power to intimidate business owners. Democrats and moderate Republicans joined forces to demand explanations for the economic threats against Musk. A president cannot use federal contracts as a weapon against citizens doing lawful business. declared the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. Worse for Trump, American businessmen began expressing interest in similar partnerships with Burkina Faso. "If it's good enough for Elon," said Microsoft CEO, "maybe we should consider opportunities in Africa." The Wall Street Journal published a devastating editorial. Trump has transformed Burkina Faso from an obscure country into a fashionable investment destination through his miscalculated attacks on Musk and Traoré. Meanwhile, Ibrahim and Musk announced the first phase of their partnership, a free national Starlink network for all Burkina Faso schools and hospitals, followed by a Tesla solar factory in Ouagadougou. A pilot project for sustainable African technology development, Musk said during a joint satellite news conference. Ibrahim added, "We have demonstrated that partnerships based on mutual respect produce results that benefit everyone." The ultimate irony. Trump's attacks had given Ibrahim massive international exposure that had turned Burkina Faso into a symbol of modern African development. Trump wanted to humiliate Ibrahim and ended up promoting him as a global icon, noted a BBC analyst. Polls showed Trump's approval ratings falling to historic lows, while Ibrahim was seen globally as a visionary leader who defended African dignity against American intimidation. Musk, for his part, was celebrated as a businessman who prioritized principles over political pressure. "Trump lost a war he started," concluded the New York Times editorial. 6 months after Trump freaked out over Musk's rapprochement with Ibrahim, the geopolitical transformation was complete and irreversible. Trump had lost a battle he had provoked, while Musk and Ibrahim emerged as symbols of 21st century international cooperation. Ibrahim was speaking at the UN General Assembly on technology partnerships for sustainable development, receiving a standing ovation from 193 delegations. 6 months ago, the American president tried to block a partnership between a visionary entrepreneur and an African country determined to prosper, he said. Today, this partnership is a model studied worldwide. The Tesla Burkina Faso project had become a global showcase. Africa's first Tesla factory in Ouagadougou was producing solar panels and batteries for the entire continent, creating 12,000 jobs and transforming the national economy. Burkina Faso's GDP grew 34% this year, the World Bank reported. The Musk-Traoré partnership has generated sustainable development that benefits the local population and creates exportable technology. Musk, speaking via video conference from Austin, declared, "Ibrahim has proven that visionary leadership transcends borders. Burkina Faso is now a technology hub that inspires the entire African continent." For Trump, the consequences were devastating. His attempts to intimidate Musk cost him crucial support from business leaders, resulted in congressional investigations into abuse of power, and transformed him into a symbol of an obsolete neo-colonial mindset. Trump represented a past of domination, said a Harvard professor. Ibrahim and Musk represent a future of cooperation. Polls showed that 78% of young Americans admired the Musk-Ibrahim partnership, seeing it as a model for how America should relate to Africa. A year later, Ibrahim was invited to speak at Stanford on leadership in the digital age, while Trump was facing impeachment for abusing power in an attempt to intimidate the American businessman. "The supreme irony," commented an international journalist, "is that Trump, in trying to destroy Ibrahim, ended up proving exactly why the world needs leaders like him, instead of like Trump." The young African president whom Trump tried to humiliate had become one of the most respected voices on the planet, proving that the future belongs to those who build bridges, not those who burn them out of bruised ego.